Hey, are you launching an online business but you feel stuck? You feel like you're doing everything you're told, implementing all the tactical things, but the needle doesn't seem to move forward? You're probably doing one of the 4 most common mistakes that I see people make all the time, and I don't want you to do them. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Simeon Krastev, and I've been online since 2012 with my own business and also helping other businesses leverage digital marketing, paid media, and grow their business. And today I want to share what are the things I've learned along the way, some of the mistakes I did myself, and some of the things that you can save yourself tons of time, tons of money, and just a lot of frustration. So let's jump straight into it. I'm here on my iPad, and today I want to talk about the 4 quadrants of online service-based business. Now, a lot of the people, when they first start out, they decide to go for the service-based business because there's low operational cost, there's no drag involved, and there's no huge capital investment. As long as you have something that's valuable, expertise, knowledge, or you have been in a particular field for a long time, you can become a consultant, you can provide your expertise in exchange of money, and this is probably one of the fastest and easiest ways to start online. You don't have to manage inventory, you don't need a product, and it just appeals to certain crowd. But when you look at the service-based business, there are other nuances that you don't have so much when it comes to e-commerce or launching a product-based business. So I just want to discuss kind of what are the 4 quadrants of an online business, and also what are the mistakes that often people make. So number 1, with any online business, one of the first things you need is you need to be able to generate traffic to see your actual offer and have people to actually come and take a look at what you've got. Then you gotta have offer something that's appealing to them, that pretty much is the sales process. So these are kind of the 2 things that most people focus their attention on: generating the traffic, producing enough content, or advertising to bring enough eyeballs to their service and offer, and then trying to get the sale. Now, where the actual money in an online service-based business is in the follow-up and the nurturing, and also the ascension. Now, what I mean by follow-up and nurturing. Now, imagine you have 100 people visiting your website, and on the first day, maybe 5 of them buy. But what happens is that you maybe collected 30 or 40 emails, and what most people disregard is completely following up with those people. And what I mean by following up is actually providing continuous value over time and getting more opportunities to actually talk to their customers, talk to those prospects, and stay on top of mind. Most people just focus on the front end, and this comes with the short-term mentality, and that's why most businesses actually fail when they start online. Because in the early days, in the beginning, maybe you have your circle of influence, maybe you've built an audience online, maybe you have a couple thousand followers, maybe you have a YouTube channel, maybe you're producing content. So in the beginning, it's very easy to get the sales because it's easy to drive the traffic and it's super high quality traffic. But when it comes to scaling an actual business and attracting people from the internet that have no idea who you are, they're not bound with you by any means and they're not obligated and they're not familiar with your work, with your expertise, you need to have a more strategic process on how you approach that. So when it comes to traffic, most people treat their traffic the same, whereas in fact we have cold, warm, and then hot. And when a lot of people start an online business, they're working with the hot traffic, so they immediately say, wow, my business is great, it's working amazing, and they get this online high, as I call it. So that's why you see a lot of people when they first launch their online business, they're super excited because they're getting tons of sales, they don't have to do a lot of work, and they don't have the operational drag because they're just offering a service and they're collecting money, and they're not facing yet with the problem that is delivery and ascension, which we're going to talk about in a second. But here is the delivery. Hold on a second. So here we have delivery and ascension. So you have the hot traffic coming in and you get to a certain level, maybe you get 6 figures per year. But what happens over time is that you realize for your business to grow, you need to be able to attract cold customers. And usually to do that, you either have to create more content, meaning spend time to create that or pay somebody else to do it, or you have to leverage paid marketing. And when you start leveraging paid marketing, you realize that running an online business is not so cheap because you now have tools, maybe you have staff that does that for you, or even if you're doing it yourself, you realize that advertising costs are not so cheap. So now you get 100 people to your website, but unlike before where you got 5 people to get your offer, now you have one person that buys it. And maybe you spend $100 on traffic to get $100 back. And it seems like it's never going to work, but that's completely normal in the online world where you spend $100 and you get $100 back. Actually, that's a very, very good position to be in when it comes to scaling your online business. But what you don't understand is that now you have 100 people here, maybe one buys, but you have another 99 that you can actually follow up with. And this is where the money is at when it comes to running an online service-based business, because out of the 99, over a process of 6 months of follow-up and staying on top of mind, you can easily, and I'm saying easily, get another 10 customers. But most people just completely disregard the follow-up and the nurturing. They completely disregard the delivery and the service. Because they're with a short-term mentality. They just want to focus on, let me just get as many people as possible on my website and let me just get as many sales as possible. That's why if you're a small mom and pop shop business or just like solopreneur starting online, your focus in the beginning should be on two things only. Now, given the fact that you already have an existing audience, you'll for sure be able to get some customers. But what I would advise you to do is to focus all your attention on ascension and delivery. And what I mean by ascension, often when we first start out, we have a basic version of our product or service, and that basic version solves a specific need for our customers. But then as we start learning and working with those customers, we get to know them on a more intimate level, understand what are the desires, what they want to accomplish, whether it's going to be losing more weight or growing their business. Maybe they're missing some tactical pieces of execution that are going to help them to get to the level they want to get. So now as somebody who's offering a service, we can add extra services on top of what we're already doing, or we can add Continuum. And what Continuum is really that ascension. So let me just put here Continuum. What Continuum is pretty much offering the same service for a long period of time and taking it from the hands of our customers. And in the beginning, this is probably the best way you can approach it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in the beginning, you have this avatar and you think you can help those people and you think you know their needs. But as you start getting 100 of those people, so you get 1, 2, so you get 100 of those, you start getting a lot of similarities. You get to understand what their common needs, their struggles, their desires, tactical issues. You just become well versed in the space. And as you become more well versed, it's very important that you stay very close to your market. You got to learn the ins and outs. And the best way to increase the revenue you get per person in the beginning, especially while you have the traffic, is by focusing on serving those 5, 10, 15 customers you get to the highest maximum level you can get. So you can get the cost per customer super, super high, and you can then afford to now go and spend money on traffic. So you can figure out what is the messaging, you can figure out what is the follow-up, you can figure out how to nurture them, so you can be able to increase that from 1 to 2 people. So this is like the number one mistake. People just focus on traffic and sales. 2, they completely disregard the service they have to provide to their customers, thinking that because it's online, I don't have to go the extra mile and make sure I have a good follow-up and I have a good system. So you got to make sure that you have all of those things in place. And the third thing, zero follow-up, and I mean zero follow-up with prospects. If they didn't buy the first time, they're never gonna buy. That's complete BS. And if you've been in online space for a while, you know that people usually buy on the 5th, 6th, even 7th contact. So you gotta keep on following up, keep on calling them, keep on texting them until they say no. A lot of people that are new to business and haven't faced rejection, the first time they hear no, they're like, oh, this person, they don't like me, they don't like our company. Usually just means that they're not ready now, because if they showed any interest in what you have to offer, means that they have the need, but it's probably not the right time. So you just need to keep on following up. Now, the fourth mistake that I see a lot of people make is when it comes to ascension. They sell to their customers once and they think that they'll be sold forever. But what happens in our brain, until we solve our need, we keep on looking for more opportunities to solve that exact problem. And if your company doesn't provide all the solutions that are around the service and the product that you're offering, your customers are going to go and look somewhere else. And if somebody else from your competition offers a better service, higher quality, they're going to just move in a heartbeat and go and work with them. So it's super important that you focus on the delivery and focus on the highest quality of service you can give, even though it's going to take you a lot more time in the beginning. And it's not the dream that everybody sells you, that you're going to work from home, work 2 hours a week. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to be frustrating, as you're going to learn a lot of things that you're not doing well. But if you fix that in the very beginning, while you still have the hot traffic, you're going to be able to ascend a lot of those customers so they start paying you more. And this will give you the leverage so you can focus on scaling your company, opening more media channels so you can start buying traffic on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. But first you have to take a step back and treat an online business as a real business, because a lot of people nowadays forget that. So hope this video was helpful. Hope you got some nuggets out of it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and what are some of the mistakes you've done yourself. And I would be more than happy to answer your questions. And if you have any ideas for future videos, just comment down below. If you like the video, hit the button with the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'm sharing more information on online marketing, paid advertising, and in general how to grow your business online.